Good evening. It is Thursday, October 29th, and this is your nightly Lake County Film Festival. Hopefully, I'll have some guests tonight. I see one already lined up, and that is, hang on here. All right. See, can I change your? I can. Hey, that's awesome. Look at that. Awesome. All right. Joining me right now. Hey, Justin.
Hey, how you doing?
I changed your nickname so people know who you are and what your film is. Still messing and learning with how to work this.
Yeah, that's cool. That's worked pretty slick. This what is this one called? StreamYard. Yeah.
StreamYard, yeah, it's pretty cool. I got a little trial, so I don't have to pay this year anyway. But it looked pretty cheap, and I've got this little broadcast studio. I can pull people in and out. I can change their little layout. And you want to be in boxes? Hey, we're in boxes. We got boxes. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So what's going on?
Nothing much. I told Piper to join us as well, but I'm just working on projects that I jump on here and chat with you, see how the raccoon's doing.
I might, maybe right now would be a better time. I don't know. Can you keep people entertained? I think she's out right now. I can hear my right on the other side of the camera is the wall that our living room is in, and when she's out and she's hiding underneath the couch, which is what she loves to do, I can hear a little scratching, on the walls or whatever. So I did just hear her over there, but yeah, I just shared a bunch of raccoon pictures on Facebook just now. So
What's that like? Or how did you get the raccoon? Like I think you mentioned it before. You found it.
This is cool. This is cool. It's just it's like a trial run. I wanted people to get their little Facebook notifications that I'm live, so they're kind of used to seeing me. But yeah, no, I'm cool chatting with whatever. But it's a great story how I ended up with a raccoon. We have a neighborhood kid that does work for us, and he called up one day and said, he knows we have a lot of animals. We already had between kind of the two households, we live in a household with my mother-in-law, but she has her own kind of space. So between us, at the time we had 6 cats, 2 dogs, 2 ferrets. I think we might have had maybe 6 bunnies or so. We lost a few this year. And we don't have 3 right now, but we had so he knew that we were animals lovers, and he called and said it was a Sunday night, and he said, we some friends of mine, they have a kitten. We want to. They want to get rid of it. The kitten was bothering their new baby. Tried to take the bottle from the new baby, and they want to just get rid of the kitten. And they're gonna just let it out. And we thought, I thought that you might want to rescue this kitten. And he knew that we take a lot of animals in. Almost all of our animals are rescues, and so we said we don't have room for another cat, but we'll take it here. It's Sunday night. Tomorrow we'll look for a shelter to bring it or something. And he shows up, and somewhere along the way there was a little bit of confusion because it was a kit, which is the name of a baby raccoon, and not a kitten. I don't know if the people that were getting rid of it said that it was a kitten or kit or whatever. I don't know quite what the deal was or where the miscommunication was along the way, but he shows up that night with a raccoon, and we knew that there was nothing we could really do. You can't take it to a shelter; they'll just put it down. So we basically ended up rescuing it from being on the side of the road. We bought a chicken coop, and it's in our pool house right now, and we just bought another enclosure for it that's a little bigger that we can. Maybe we can connect them, and we're still figuring it out because it's only been 6-7 weeks. So we kind of have a crazy, interesting life sometimes.
Yeah, that's a jump that I wouldn't make.
Yeah, it's different out here. A year ago or so, we moved kind of out in the country, and so it's been quite an interesting experience since then.
Oh, okay.
So you've been looking over the festival lineup?
Yeah. Um, I, I'm excited to see. Well, I really want to see the Midnight Shorts. Just
Yeah,
I like those, and they're fun. I don't know. I like disturbing or like surprising.
that is probably the one program I'm most interested in finding out what people think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm curious also your I forget what you ended up calling it, but the punching Nazis one.
Always punch Nazis. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure. You might have been in that room where I'm trying to figure out how to make my name not like right over half my face here.
I know.
I'm,
Big.
I'm not a Zoom expert.
Yeah, the light's a little bright for me on the one end.
And I've got I haven't figured this out yet. I have I edit film as well, so I have like a 40-inch monitor, and so I'm never looking at the actual. It's so far away from my line of field, my field of vision that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so big. I'm looking at up here. I have to keep looking up here. Anyway.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, oh man, a 40-inch monitor. There's another editor that we work for on the Actios on HBO. He at home has like one. Is it a curved monitor? Like one of those?
No. But even that wasn't enough. I do have a second monitor over here.
That's crazy. I got two small ones, and then I can show you. I guess if you have a camera. But I got these this like.
Yeah.
Two small ones,
nice.
and then
a cool.
broadcast monitor on the other side that I color grade on.
Oh, nice.
That's
nice. I actually, since I got this new monitor, I haven't edited anything because of the virus. I spent 10 years editing wedding videos.
Oh, okay.
And so in January we got ready for the off season, and the off season never really ended.
Yeah.
Thanks to the virus.
That's tough for you guys, and it's tough for other people. I know that like if anybody in events, so most events are in the summer, they all get canceled. It's been a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing going on, but even when people are getting married, they're not getting married with a big enough production that they want somebody to film.
That's true, and it's an extra person when you're not even supposed to have that big of a guest. Because I know my cousin did it, and she cut it down to, she uninvited me just to have less people. So they didn't have all the aunts and uncles weren't invited anymore. It was just a few. So
we've been down to 50-person only, max 50-person gatherings in Illinois pretty much the whole time, and they actually just dropped it back down to 25.
Yeah, it's probably better because it's getting bad again. We have a couple. I've got two friends, somebody out in France and somebody here in New York who caught COVID recently and have it kind of bad. So, it's obviously worse than it ever has been right now. So,
yeah,
all the numbers say. I think Piper's also in the waiting room.
She's not. She's in the Discord, but she hasn't come into the StreamYard waiting room yet.
Okay. In StreamYard. I'm trying to tell her, but she seems. Maybe she didn't get that.
I made a post about how easy to use Discord is. I hope that's people find that true.
Well, Discord's great. Discord to me, it's like I said, we use Slack for work, and it's like the exact same thing. It looks like the same thing, just like a different font or something.
I skipped over Slack. I never wound up using that.
Yeah. It's very.
I went straight from IRC to Discord. So.
IRC.
That's the old school version. It was a completely text-based chat program. It's still out there. You can still use IRC, Internet Relay Chat.
Oh, okay. And it just has rooms like you can create.
Yeah, you can. You basically, this server is what they call a channel, and then we have these rooms which are Yeah, well, actually, those are channels. Our servers, they still call servers. But yeah, you could do all sorts of things. It was just text-based chat. And they just took it and made it user-friendly. Added in the ability to put in photos and take links and make them fancy looking, and it's just much easier to use. I can right-click you and say. Hey, this person is a filmmaker. In IRC, I used to have a set of commands, / operator,
Oh yeah.
This nickname equals plus, 0 or whatever. I got somebody in here. I guess I can bring you both in. Hey, Tawan.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Oh, I should have changed your name so people know what your film is. Hang on.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
So, Tawan just won, what is that, your 48th award for your short film?
Yeah, can you believe that?
Wow.
I'm like, my head is blown right now.
How many festivals have you played at total?
About 30.
Oh, so you won multiple awards at multiple festivals. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Some of them do a lot of awards. You can't do that here. Try to, especially shorts. You get one award,
Yeah. Most of them were for Crystal and the sound designer.
Oh well, yeah. It's so funny. I think I mentioned that to you before that it's the movie's got such great sound design, but you do color correction professionally.
Yes.
Kind of humorous. But no, it fires on all cylinders. It's got everything going on,
Thank you.
So, have you looked through? Are you planning on watching some stuff? Do you have stuff you're looking forward to?
Me?
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay, cool.
I love filmmakers so much. I want to watch all their stuff. I want to learn from them. I want to just, celebrate with them. So I just want to watch everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's how I am. that's why I'm gonna hit 1,000 movies this year. I think.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what. Crazy.
Oh, Justin, what poster is that?
Which one? Oh,
that's Kurt behind him, and that's the baby on. That's the baby on the outside, right?
What'd you say?
Oh, I'm jealous of the Kurt poster.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the baby on the outside, though, right?
Nirvana, my fiance, which I guess we haven't announced publicly yet, but my fiance, she loves Kurt Cobain very much, so they span over multiple rooms. I think we have 6 Cobain posters in our apartment. So
nice.
Wow.
I've got to hype Lake County. Probably the one of the biggest bands from Lake County. Their name is Local Age, and I don't know if you're familiar with them or not. And early in their career, they were pegged as Nirvana, grunge ripoffs or whatever. But they've, over 30 years, they've really outlived that. But often in Chicago, there's a club called the Double Door, and for Halloween, they would usually have a Halloween show where 3 or 4 local bands would get together. Dress as another band and play that band's songs as that band.
Oh, cool!
Wow.
And so if you go to YouTube, you can find Local Age as the band, and they played as Nirvana in the night. I don't remember. It was a while ago. It was probably close to 20 years ago.
What's the name of the band again?
I think it was 97. Hang on here. Local Age Nirvana. Well, anyway, even with the quarantine on, Local Age has been one of the bands in Illinois that, maybe this is, okay, yeah, it was 97. That's what I was kind of thinking. There's a 3-camera mix on YouTube of them as, let's see, I posted a comment. Should post to everybody. It's streaming on my page, the festival page, and the festival YouTube page, which has 7 whole subscribers.
Wow.
Well, so with the pandemic on, Local Age has been one of the few bands to start really doing shows again. They've been doing drive-in shows, and they've been really successful. They were the first major concert in Illinois after the pandemic. They played like 2 hours south of Chicago in the middle of nowhere, found a drive-in. You know, they can get 150 cars or whatever it was sold out. And then they started doing them closer to Chicago. Well, Saturday for Halloween, they're doing Nirvana again. And I wish I could go, but unfortunately, I cannot. But anyway, I had to hype Lake County as a whole, which is where I'm from. You know,
Did they?
And it's local H, right?
local H, yes.
Okay, I think I have it here.
Do they? How are they doing the live stuff now? It's just like an outdoor.
Yeah, so they just like up on the stage and the cars, you know, park all around. I haven't been myself, but
Oh, okay. I went to my first concert last night since I mean, it wasn't really a concert. It was a backyard restaurant, and it was really cool over here in Bed-Stuy, in Brooklyn, and they had it was like a jazz trio, but one person was keyboards, trap, and steel drum. Really cool.
Wow.
keyboards, a drum set, and steel drums
Yeah.
is the lineup. I always love unique lineups. You know, interesting lineups.
Hey, Pepper.
Hi, Piper.
Hi, Piper. Sorry.
Hey, I didn't realize I was in. Sorry, I was like looking at, I was like listening to y'all, but like also at the website. Sorry. Hey everyone, I'm Piper. I'm with Four Wind Films with Justin.
With Prologue, yeah.
Prologue.
Mm-hmm.
We were chatting about music instead of movies because nobody's seen any movies yet. But I wanted to get people used to seeing us show up online at night since I'm going to be doing this 50 times next week. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
something
Cool,
like that.
This is fun to have something like a little bit before and get to meet people, especially now because like at the last film festival we were at, we didn't get to meet anybody besides like some emails. So it's nice to see some faces here, I think.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite parts of it. Just talking about the film. That's why I do it. You know, if I watched 1,000 films this year, I did that mostly by myself. And what is the point if you can't share that with other people and find out what they think? And that's what I'm here for. You know, that's why I like it. You know,
Right.
it sucks that my audience won't be there to see in person.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Next year.
Yeah, this is cool though. This is like it's
Next year, you're an optimistic person, man.
I am.
I don't know how much I'm feeling that, but we'll see.
I'm going to a live one in over Thanksgiving weekend. We're gonna be
Well, we are having a couple of live screenings, but
that's right.
you know,
That's right.
definitely, you know, at least I hope we are. I have to check in with them. We just here in Illinois, we just changed our level. You know, we just changed our pandemic level, and I know they shut down indoor dining as of yesterday. But I have to check in with my venue and see if they've changed anything about theaters in our county. I'm not sure. I just haven't had a chance with everything going on. I haven't had a chance to send her an email yet. So
Yeah.
I think with the states that have actual 4 seasons, they are a little bit more disciplined. Whereas here in LA, where we basically have summer and fall, there's really no winter or spring. People tend to forget that there's a pandemic because it's so warm and they're outside and they can keep going to the restaurants. And so they don't take all the proper precautions all the time. So I don't know when LA is actually going to be open, you know, because it's just, we just don't have that discipline. Even me, sometimes I forget. I go out, I'm walking to the park and I don't have anything on my face. Then I realize, oh, I'm one of those idiots. So let me go back home and put something on my face.
Yeah.
yeah, I can't tell you how many masks I've bought. You know, we've got like 8 of them in the car because I just keep forgetting them. You know.
Yeah.
We only have 2. We've been good so far. We wash them, and they're ready for the next day. But we don't have a car, so we can't. You know, we We don't even take the subway. I mean, we're out in New York. And Piper, I think, is even more cautious than me. I've been going out a little bit, but since it got warm, we got a little cooped up in our.
Yeah.
But
It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I tried. I'm like pretty cautious, but I mean, I do social things here and there. But it's gonna be hard this winter. I mean, things are starting to open up again here, so we'll see. Like, I think they're gonna allow like 50% capacity for people in restaurants.
Where are you at, Piper?
I'm in Brooklyn too, New York. Yeah, but one of my sisters is in Colorado, and they're not allowed to gather in groups of 5 or more, or of more than 5 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So every state's kind of doing its own thing.
yeah, that seems
But-
crazy. Like, my parents are teachers, and they're like half of their school is like half open, and they even have cases, and they don't close it down. I don't know. They're over in Minnesota, but yeah, it's interesting how every state's just slightly. Because we had the 5-person rule, wasn't that in the spring? We had only 5 people, right?
Ooh, yeah, maybe for like a short amount of time. Can't remember. I don't know if it was ever that strict.
Oh, okay. I think a lot of people
Yeah.
just go out because we were in the news all the time. So. There's a lot of sitting in the apartment for a couple months. So.
Yeah, totally. It feels like it's been years.
So I do think there will be a possibility to do things in theaters next year, I'm sure. But you know, even as expensive as it's been to go online, I think it'll have to be both. I can't picture forcing people into theaters. It just doesn't. I don't think it'll be. I don't think we'll be over by next year. You know. Obviously, I don't think this vaccine talk is actually gonna be here soon. You know.
Well, I'm not gonna be the first person to take the vaccine either. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I'm fine sitting at home for 6 months. I'll wait and see how everyone else does.
yeah.
Well, you already know black folks ain't gonna go first. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait a little while.
Although who's in charge does make me make me change my opinion a little bit, I guess. You know, if Fauci says, yeah, okay, yeah, we're good, take it, I'm a little more likely to believe him than if Trump says, hey, yeah, this is all good, we're all good, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. 100%. Yeah, the like realistic, hopeful time I'm hearing is like the end. It's like next fall or like at the end of next summer. That's like
Oh, that's not bad.
the real like that's like hopeful. Like if like shit doesn't hit the fan and it doesn't morph with another virus
Oh.
or something.
Right.
I'm only laughing because I don't know what else to do. It's just like, what is this?
That's tagline for 2020. I'm only laughing because I don't know what else to do. That is this year right there.
Yeah.
That's the tagline.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That truly is pretty much the best line I've heard all year.
Woo!
That's why Piper's the writer, you know.
There it
Come up
is.
with taglines. So, are you a director? I feel like I'm gonna butcher your name. Tawan?
Perfect.
Oh my
Yeah.
I've been called twat.
Oh,
What?
Yeah. I've been called Tawan. So you're
Tehran?
Tawan. Yeah.
Oh, Tehran. I was thinking maybe like Tehran, you know?
Like
It's, you know what it is? It's a Thai name, you know, and it has a meaning in Thailand, but it doesn't have a meaning in the hood. So it's like people don't really, they just say whatever. And my mother had this love affair with Thailand. So that's where the name comes from, Tuan.
What does it mean in Taiwan?
It means something about the sun rising on the horizon.
Ah. Oh, that's nice.
I was picturing some sort of Chinese character tattoo situation where
Okay, I have a few. And
right.
so
Yeah.
I have a few that I was hoping was linked to my name, but no. I just can't get anything that says something about horizon in Chinese, and then it would be weird because my name is Tai.
Have you been?
No, but my wife is bugging me to go.
Well, you should accept that.
Well, they probably won't.
I have no choice, bro. I have no choice. So it's just we've been saving a whole bunch of money just to make a film. So she's okay with that because she's an actress. But if she wasn't an actress, I don't think it would have went over well. So Thailand will come, but not right now.
Well, and I assume she's in it, right?
Huh?
I assume she's in it, right?
Oh, God, yes.
So, you know, she's part of that too. It's good for her, you know.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, but so Piper, you asked me a question.
Oh yeah. I said, did you direct? I think I can't remember what it was, but did you direct and write your film, and which one? So I can look up.
I did write and direct it, but there's a part in it that I always give my wife Crystal credit because the film made sense, but there was this one part in it that just didn't link, and she wrote it. So, you know, yeah, she absolutely fixed it, and so I always give her writer credit for that. So I wrote it ish, and she finished it.
And how long is it?
It's under 15 minutes, like 14 minutes, 48 seconds, somewhere around there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. And there's no dialogue, so I didn't want to go any further than 14 minutes.
And oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you said that you also you're a colorist as well?
Yes, for 18 years.
Oh, cool.
You see the gray? from my clients. Yeah, I started as a color timer in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to NYU for cinematography, and because I thought when you shot, they process it, it's over. I didn't know someone was actually like timing it and balancing out the colors. So I was attracted to that, and then I tried to be a director earlier, didn't work. So I just kind of laid into being a colorist for a pretty long time. I like it.
When did you start?
Huh?
When did you start?
In New York, so whatever, 18 years ago. I can't do the math, but 18 years ago I started, and it was shortly after, because I didn't go to NYU for like the 4-year thing. They had back in the day continuing education classes over the summer. So I went for 2 summers, and it was the second summer that I saw the color timing happen. And then that's when I started, well, maybe about a year or so later, that's when I got into color timing or being an assistant.
That would have been, I only remember this because, you know, they're my favorite filmmakers, but Oh Brother was the first film to get completely digitally scanned, right?
I think so. I know they were doing that for music videos, but yeah, that was the first film. Feature
film, and so that was 2000. So that would have been.
That was around 2000, yeah.
That would have been second year.
I was actually doing color correction with Media 100. It was you remember that? It was back in the late 90s. I'm old, guys. Yeah, so Media 100, and I think it was Avid Film Composer, but Media 100 had some color correcting tools. So I actually started color correcting before color timing. If that makes, I was sitting in on the timing sessions, but I didn't actually apply anything until Media 100.
Okay.
That's just never been a part of what I've worked on, so my experience is limited there.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've always been more of I'm not really, I don't consider myself an artist, but I've spent my whole life basically curating art. From owning a store, from running a record label, from running a DVD label, from running a film festival, and I produced a feature film. But that's all been logistical stuff that requires no real artistic talent whatsoever. Even I've spent 10 years editing wedding videos, and even that is so boring and requires it. It actually almost requires you not to have artistic skill.
But it's a certain way you do it, and even now it's gone to being a little bit more cinematic.
Not the place I worked for. No, it was full on assembly line, man. It was full on get as many jobs out as you can in as quick a time as possible.
And do you work from home normally, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've worked for basically every studio that exists. Whether I was working on set as a DIT, working as a colorist, or colorist assistant, I worked on all of them. And then sometimes I have to go in to their suite. I worked at an HBO suite, and that was the last one that I worked at because I actually love working from home. When I'm color grading, I literally want to stop and make a cheeseburger. If I'm at a studio, I can't do that. If I want to lay down and get up at 1 o'clock in the morning and color because I have an idea, I can do that. And it's just, and a lot of, I would say independent filmmakers don't always want to sit in, but when they do, it's not as long and it's not as many people. So when you're at home, you have that type of comfort where you can just work and just get it done, and you don't have to worry about someone who is I worked on a Victoria's Secret commercial, and it was a 30-second spot, and I think it took 16 hours to color because there was so many people talking about, oh, she has this on her face and we gotta get that off, and it was just too much. So working from home is so much better.
Yeah, I hear you. I do coloring as well. Yeah, I've had. Yeah. I know.
You color as well?
Yeah. I'm an editor first, but color director, editor and director, but then a colorist second. So I do quite a bit. I mean,
and you enjoy it, right? At home.
Oh yeah, I love doing it at home. It's relaxing. I like it as a contrast to editing because you don't have to listen to the sound. So I put on music. You know, I don't get to, otherwise you're always listening to the same words over and over again,
right,
in a loop, whatever. And so it's like a nice break after you finish and edit to be able to do the color, because it's a few days where it's less brain power,
right,
you know, and it's more relaxing and just making things look pretty, which is nice.
Yeah, and you have your own playlist?
Well, I've been gathering music since I got my first computer at 18, and even before that, since Napster. So I have like 20,000 songs on my computer, and I'm very meticulous. I do all the metadata for all of them. I've been doing that over the years. So I can listen to whatever I want, and it's all music I like.
Wow.
I don't like. So.
You too, Piper?
I love music. I don't do what Justin does. I'm not even sure what you mean you do all the metadata on the songs. What do you mean by that? Like add your own personal metadata photo? Like what?
Yeah, just add the different tags to put it in, like.
Oh, okay. To help you organize it.
Like where the bands are from, and I'll be like, sometimes I'll put like electric guitar or whatever, so I can put like songs with all electric guitar or whatever, and make a quick playlist like that. Or if I'm going to Italy or back home to Minnesota, I'll make a Minnesota playlist from all Minnesota artists, stuff like that.
Wow.
Like just on your computer? Or
yeah,
like on the program? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I used to use Winamp, and now I use iTunes. I don't really like iTunes, but I'm on
Fubar, get yourself some Fubar, man.
A Fubar? Is that for
Fubar
Mac?
2000.
Okay. I think I might have downloaded that once, and then I'm just like, I think it was because I had an iPod, and then it
Yeah.
was difficult to do it with the iPod. So then I just like whatever. Apple got me again.
Justin, I have to show you my super nerdy music project sometime after the festival. I'll show you my super nerdy metadata 1 million songs project.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, I wish that you could share the metadata a little bit. I mean, there's things like Last.fm where, everybody tags something and it kind of works well, but it's kind of annoying that I put in all the work and I'm the only person who gets to use it.
Well, who knows? A good web person? Because, one of my biggest goals in life would be to make a letterbox for music.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, yeah, because I use Last.fm, which is nice. Well, they have a stupid word for using it, but it keeps track of the song you play, and then it gives you recommendations off of that. That's what I kind of use for my social media. But it's not really a social media thing. It's more like IMDb kind of thing, where it just like keeps track of what you listen to. So
I don't follow computerized algorithms to listen to stuff.
Oh yeah, neither do I.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting to look at, but then I don't really listen to them.
Yeah, I got stuff like this,
Nice.
Wow.
When I was in high school, we called this the Bible because anything that you looked up, any band that you loved, you looked up, you would find a release that you didn't know existed.
Wow.
This is the same copy I grew up on. It's all tattered and dog-eared. I tried to keep it updated, so like if things came out after publication, I had a little post-it note I put there, things included. Yeah, no, I'm really nerdy. Sorry.
No, I hear you.
Amazing. That's like my favorite thing I've seen all week. Thank you so much.
I've been rereading my college textbooks to find some films to watch recently. So,
well, this is probably, it is mainstream, but it's the most craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Have you guys seen this Netflix film, Don't Fuck with Cats?
No,
but I didn't see it. It's good?
Is it about cats? If that one's old. It's already a great time.
Piper just got a couple new cats this year. So.
It's insane. It starts out one way and then it slowly just transitions to something else. Nat, did you see it?
No, not yet. We're a little, you weren't here for the little animal thing, but we kind of shy away from violence to animal films.
Oh, no. It's not what you think.
Okay, cool. But it's on screen what we're talking about?
Huh?
The crime isn't shown necessarily?
No. So okay. It starts out slightly like that, but it transitions. It's literally one of the
like Tickled. You ever seen that?
No.
Yeah. Tickled is great. I love Tickled, man.
What is that on?
HBO. It's an HBO doc, and it's like nuts. Where it starts one way, and you think it's gonna be this certain documentary about tickling, and it always is. It's always a documentary about tickling, but it's like ends up way over here.
It's on. I think that HBO thing was limited. It's on everything now. You can. It's on Prime Video and it's on Hulu.
Okay.
The other one might just be HBO. The Tickle King, the follow up. I thought HBO actually
did it. I didn't know they did a follow up.
Oh well, you need to get your ass to that, man, because
it's good.
The stories of what happened after the movie are just as interesting. I don't know if you saw it on social media, but the dude the movie's about showed up at Sundance.
No.
Yeah. It's only 15 minutes, but yeah, get your ass to the Tickle King, man.
Why would he do that?
Because he's a crazy narcissist.
Wow.
I don't know. He's crazy, but yeah, it's short, but it's well worth it,
And so the cat movie you were saying?
Yeah, it's like a true crime investigation too, right? It's investigative journalism, right?
Don't fuck with cats.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not what you think. It
Cool.
literally goes into it's almost like a documentary about cats meets Scorsese, and then Scorsese decided to give the film to David Fincher. It's wild.
It's gotta go back. It's gotta go back on my list. Hey, let me hype a film festival movie. I got one called "Where She Lies" that's playing this documentary. And this guy, he meets this woman who tells him
You said Where She Lies?
Where She Lies, which is playing at the festival.
Okay.
Cool.
And this guy meets this woman who says, you know, when I was younger, 40, 35 years ago, whatever, I got pregnant and my parents didn't want me to keep it. And I gave birth and the doctors told me that the baby died. But what really happened is my parents took the baby and adopted her away from me. And I know this has happened and I want to find my baby. I'm sure she's out there somewhere adopted. And the filmmaker who, you know, investigative journalism was not, you know, what he started in. He did all that stuff you see in these true crime docs where he starts investigating, he hires somebody to do DNA evidence and all this stuff. And it's really, really engrossing. And it's so interesting. I mean, I'm kind of a true crime addict at this point, but this hit all those bases.
I'll love to watch that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
That reminds me too of the. I'll keep go. You know, name one movie and you name 20 more. But the Finders Keepers we watched this summer.
Yeah, that's just fun. I mean, that's just so weird.
It's a weird movie.
You might know the story, Tawan, about the guy who bought a barbecue grill and there was somebody's leg in it.
Oh no!
The story's nuts. It's really fun.
Great.
I'm gonna watch it. And that other guy, he reminds me of a friend of mine. He's not quite like that. He's not, but he was just like a bigger than life guy who tells stories great. My friend's father from high school, and so I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was kind of reminiscent. So, not that he would do anything as crazy as that movie was.
Wow.
So many great movies out there.
This is great because I'm feeling like I'm getting excited about, you know, first the one Where She Lies and then Tickle, and then what was the one you just named?
Finders Keepers. Finders Keepers is really good for Halloween. We'll say that.
So I think what this inspired me to do tonight, I saw this Milwaukee International was kind of doing something that I kept getting notifications for as late night. I think after the last Q&As on the calendar, I'll make a public StreamYard and shuffle people in so they can talk about, you know, it's great to talk about these movies, but specifically the movies that they saw, open it to audience members, add them to the stream, take them out. It'll be pretty late. It'll be 11, 12 my time every night, but maybe just an hour to find out what people watched that day and things like that, you know?
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be fun.
Should be fun.
I'm gonna be there because I'm gonna watch. I love filmmakers. I learn so much. I just love to see where their brain is, and I want to ask them questions. I'm a nerd like that. So, Piper, Justin, I am going to ask you questions about your film.
Good.
I can't wait to watch it.
Damn.
I'm excited to hear your movie with the apparently amazing sound design and no dialogue.
No dialogue,
I'm
none.
fine with that.
None. I was scared to death making that, to be honest.
Good for you. Good for you.
So the fact that we got accepted and we won a few, and then Nat likes it, I'm good.
Hey, Tawan, have you seen In a Lifetime? Francie, you know what I'm talking about? No?
Now, what's the name of it again?
In a Lifetime?
No.
He also came from that Facebook group we're in.
It's a short.
Yeah, yeah. It's in the Souls of Black Folk short program.
Okay.
Francie Moreau. I did have it right. Look at me. In a lifetime. He's in that Facebook group also.
In a lifetime.
I'm glad you were able to get a few people from that group. That's a hard.
Yeah.
You had a deep dive for that, huh?
I saw a couple recently that got posted that I was like, oh, I wish I'd seen that 3 months ago. I wish I'd seen your post 3 months ago. But I had one last year. I had two this year. Maybe next
What group
year
is that?
be able to increase.
It's the Black Filmmaker group, but
okay.
it's it's an acquired taste. How about that?
My one of my brothers, Jamil, is gonna probably run that Q&A for that Souls of Black Folk. He wrote the introduction on it and stuff like that. And he's the one I was telling you when I talked to you, and we ended up when I called you to say I wanted your film. And we talked for 20 minutes about that group. Jamil and I are always talking about that group. If he shows up in the Discord, like it's crazy.
Because there are a lot of Black filmmakers who do not know about the color part. When you're the technical aspect of color, adding it, how the sensors record color and things like that. So when I was invited to the group, I figured I would let them know what I know, and the fury that came when you discuss certain things, it was just interesting. And I'm like, I left and I came back. But you try to bring people into the fold about there's certain ways that films are made, and it may not be the way that but it's always good to always be a student of film. And so when I kept being met with this hostility, I didn't. Oh, Nat, it's hard to describe. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's very interesting, but there are people in there who are Black filmmakers who find it hard to get into other festivals, and there's some good ones in there, and they found some of them have their voice and they are able to push through. And like Nat, you got one. You got two last year or one?
One last year, two this year, yeah.
One last year, two this year. So there are some that actually make films. They don't just critique every film that comes out or talk about, oh, you don't know anything and this person don't know anything and what about this gossip and my grandmother made that. And so it's a lot of interesting things that happen, but inside of that you can find a few that actually make films. So
it's interesting because I see so many different things. I see so many different sides, and I mean, some of that feels to me like telling a DJ to learn how to play the drums. I mean, it's a craft that you have to learn. But some people, they just maybe have some creativity they want to get out, even though they don't have the money or the time or necessarily even the inclination. DJing is a whole separate thing than playing music. Playing music instrument, but.
Yeah,
it's an interesting group, and it's not just for filmmakers. If you look at the kind of the mission statement, it can be for filmmakers, people who just want to talk about films, people who just want to. I mean, for me, I don't really make films except for the one I produced. I wanted to find more films to watch, but it was hard. It was hard because it's a huge group, but there's not a lot of people making new content. I don't know how many films are coming out of there every year, but I think there's 18,000 people, and I would be surprised if there's 200, films that are finished films that might be good enough to play any festival.
Well, a lot of the Black filmmakers in that group do not really participate in the group because they came early on. A lot of them are working on big TV shows and movies, and so they don't get involved in the gossip, and they have really nothing to lend because it becomes contentious really quick. So they're in there because sometimes there's something that they want to promote, but they don't engage. And the ones that you see all the time, not including me, the ones that you see all the time that are always saying something, those are the ones who are not really making films, but gossiping about or complaining about how things are made. But it's interesting. It's a short film for sure.
But it's been, you know, I mean, there's obviously a million think pieces about it, but I've definitely had to actively, you know, try and search out films to reach gender parity or something approaching gender parity, and I don't even want to think about, you know, looking at the numbers of how few people of color are represented. But I watch a ton of shit, and if I like it, I grab it. You know, if I like it, it's coming in. I don't care about any of that shit, but. Yeah. If I just left it up in the air, I would get, you know, 700 movies by men and 50 movies by women if I wasn't proactive about getting it. And I can't have a parody in what I show if I'm getting 10 times more films from men, you know. I have to. There's a great service called Film Fatales. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that. Film Fatales, which is great. I actually, since I have no sponsors, I actually put 2 people in my sponsors field just to support them. Film Fatales and this guy John Wildman, who does publicity. I got him on the case a couple weeks ago. Once I got my bad news, and I said, okay, I'm going to be losing some time. I don't have time to deal with press right now, so I got him in there too. But Film Fatales is great. Somebody needs to do that for minorities, for people of all color, or anything to help promote that work out there. You know.
You know what? I personally feel like, regardless of color, I feel like there should just be, if somebody's good, then just give them an opportunity. Like, it's really that simple. It doesn't have to be all these crazy programs. It just, if somebody is good, give them the damn opportunity. It's really that simple. It's not, you're not solving, you know, how to stop a crazy bomb from going off. It's just, they're good. Like, I'll tell you, I was talking to my wife, Crystal, and I was saying that I'm missing a lot of, in festivals, I don't see a lot of Asian filmmakers. I don't see a lot of women filmmakers. You can go to film festivals that say for women, and a lot of times they're produced by women, but not directed by women. And I feel like that more so than anything else is what is missing from cinema. Is a lot of women directing films. I just don't see a lot of them. And I go to a lot.
Well, Piper just made a short film last year. You check that one out.
What
is it?
Piper?
Yeah, you do. Piper, you have it, right?
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna put it up online, so I can send y'all the link.
I would love to see it.
For sure. And I can recommend. Y'all probably have Hulu, right? There's these bite-sized shorts on there. It's these horror shorts that are like 4 minutes or less, and there's like 30 of them or more. There's a ton of them, and there's a ton of female writers, directors, producers that are not a ton. I can't speak to how many. I found out about it because of a female writer director friend who's like a part of it, who's in it. So I imagine that there's probably more of them. So that could be a cool thing to check out too. But I don't know if you're just talking about like film festivals specifically or like in general or what.
In general, I just don't. There are a lot of them. I know a lot of women who direct, but the problem that I see is that I don't see enough of their films, and it's almost like it's they'll, how can I put it? Like I'll go to a festival, and again, it could be a festival that is geared towards women, and I don't want to call out the festival's name, and it's produced by, and I know some of my friends who submit, their films are not in, but then produced by women, directed by men, they're in. And I just want to see, because I'm going to tell you something. I love films directed by women. I was just talking to my wife about that the other night. And the craziest thing is, I took a color science class, and they were talking about how men have more rods in their eyes and they can see better at night, and women have more chroma, so they can see better color. And because of this, it talks about how women are more nurturing and how they can distinguish between the smallest details, especially because of color. So when you have that type of detail orientation and you have that type of thing that's just scientifically proven, you want to see films by women. You want to see the idiosyncrasies of the characters and things like that. I want to see more. And I have, like I said, I have female friends who have directed some incredible films, and I've seen some at festivals. I just want to see more.
What's like the best that you've seen directed by a woman this year? I know for me, I mean, it's a very popular one, but it's amazing. And Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I don't know if you've checked that out or not.
So that movie, here's the thing. My wife and I are waiting to watch it because this is an event, right? So it's crazy. Okay, laugh, but this is an event. So the 99-cent store has this movie popcorn that's just insanely good. They've been out of it for a while. So we're kind of waiting for that popcorn to get back in there. So we can
I have to laugh at that. That's good. That's a good reason, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of actually relate to that a bit because I haven't seen it yet either, and I know it's like top of everyone's lists. But
I thought I was the last one to see it. It's amazing.
I'm waiting for just like the perfect mood, no distractions. I might wait till the kids are out of the house and go down to the movie theater and make sure it's on the big screen and just know that there's gonna be no interruptions and subtitles. No, I'm too busy watching political television to put that to put that on my brain. It's
this is a nice break from that. I gotta say, it is one of the most beautiful visually that you've seen. It's like perfectly made film. The music is it's like a movie that the story isn't, when you describe the plot, you don't think it's that different, but the style in the filmmaking is, it's incredible and like perfectly done, and it just feels amazing, and it's a long, it's a nice journey, the whole experience. And on top of that, she's done a whole bunch of other films, and so after we watched that, me and my fiance, we started watching a couple of her other films, and she really loves My Life is a Zucchini, which she didn't direct, but she wrote. And then I think the other one was Girlhood. That one wasn't quite as good, but the way she uses music is very similar, in my opinion, to Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which I thought was really cool. Very sparsely,
that reminds me a
powerful.
little bit of the piano. I haven't seen the movie, of course, but just some of the composition of the shots, because Jane Campion is like one of my favorites. And so when I saw the trailer, it just kind of reminded me of that. And so I can't wait to see it.
I think the color, like the palette, is kind of similar. Since you mentioned that, except for because it's newer, the blacks are a little deeper and it's a little more saturated, and it has that digital look versus film. But other than that, I feel like the color palette, the more of the tones of the colors, kind of have the same vibe, as the piano.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I do the.
Hold on, Pat. I want to ask Piper. What you said it was on Hulu, but what was it? What is it called?
Yeah, bite-sized shorts, I believe. It's part of the Huluween section.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And they're really fun to watch. They do them like episodes. And my friend wrote the one called First Date.
It's Bite-Size Halloween.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Nat.
Sure.
I watched it like last week. So.
And it looks like at least some of them are also on YouTube.
Yeah, I see it here. And it started like in what, 2018?
No, I think that's different. Well, no, because that says Fox, not Hulu.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's something different. I do the if you're looking for films directed by women, about half of our feature slate is women. Our initial slate was half women, and then I added 3 more, and I think maybe I might be 55% men, 45% women. But when I was preparing and watching everything, I actually took narrative and docs, looking for half and half. I was hoping to do, and then I put them, directed by men and directed by women. And personally, I found that while I was throughout the process that I was somewhat lopsided in narratives for men, I was actually very lopsided in documentaries for women. Women have got the documentary game just sewn up. They're doing some of, honestly, the best work out there right now. And
my favorite documentary director is I always forget her name, but she did Girl in the River, Price of Forgiveness, and she's done another one too. But she's amazing. She does her shorts for HBO. She's been nominated a few times, but they're unbelievable. They're like my favorite docs I've ever seen. I'll look up her name.
Well, have y'all heard that quote?
I feel like I'm being educated.
I know, I've learned so much too. Well, I was just thinking, like, with all this gender parity talk, have y'all heard that Ruth Bader Ginsburg quote when someone asked her how many women should be on the Supreme Court?
9.
She said 9. Because it's been all men for so long. Like, why not?
That's right.
Why not?
We have a few years to still balance out. So the next 100 years, we can just put women on board.
I mean, why not? If they can give birth, they can do anything. I mean, that's like one of the most incredible things to do. So why not? I mean, we've dealt with a lot of stuff with men in charge for the longest time. So why not?
I do have my letterboxd. I was shooting for the 52 films directed by women. I might hit double that. And I started another one that's 104 short films directed by women. And I think I'm probably around 150 or something like that. Actually, I have to.
Wow.
So
I think that's been a great hashtag. I mean, it's crazy how when a hashtag starts trending, but I mean, I know a lot of people that do that. I mean, most people only watch 100 movies a year, or even if that. So if people are doing that, I think it's a good small social movement that, costs nothing and picked up, and people get excited about doing stuff, creating more parody. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many good ones, including probably my favorite film this year, Nomadland.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's not really out, but I saw it at the New York Film Festival. It was great. And,
okay. I saw it a lot. I think maybe it was in one of the groups that we're in that they were chatting about that a little bit.
Probably. I think a lot of people, you're in Letterboxd community as well as the Dissolve, right?
Yeah.
So Tawan, I'm in 2 really big groups that are about films with Justin. One's called The Dissolve, which is named after the defunct film website.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of them is Letterboxd community, which, I don't know if you use Letterboxd.
I only found out about Letterboxd from your email.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, really? Piper, you use that or not?
I don't, but I'm interested. I am in the Dissolve, but I'm not active, and I need to get more active. With Thanksgiving coming up, I was like thinking about asking some questions for the group. I kind of want to write a blog about Indigenous-made films.
Oh yeah, they love. I mean, if you say I need this from here. I mean, what was it I asked the other week? It was I need horror films from the Middle East and Africa, and I got 20 or 30 in a couple hours. So I was like, yeah.
Seems like a really good resource. So I need to like get in there more and get more involved. I do social media like full time right now for work, so I'm just like very inactive personally on it because I just like do it so much. But yeah, well, I need to get more involved. But Dissolve like is super fun too. Like I always love like creeping on the posts. So it's time to get in there.
That's the best way to do internet anyway.
It's called Dissolve.
I think I have to invite you. Hang on.
Yeah, I think it's a private group.
Yeah, I think it's invite only now, because they're really big on trying to not let the trolls in. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's a very cool and like progressive film community, and they don't tolerate hate very much. They're pretty good about it, and it makes the group really positive, and they'll kick out, admins and stuff if they don't follow the rules. And
Just like 6 months ago, there was an admin in the group who had posted some not cool stuff on his personal page, and they gave him the boot.
Mm-hmm.
I invited you, though they have to approve you, and it's actually really cool. I don't see much stuff in the Dissolve anymore. Facebook doesn't really show me. We have so many satellite groups that I have really taken on my feed, especially the political one. There's a political group, and we have some rolling threads about the election and COVID and civil unrest, and that's just not my news source now. I just subscribe to those posts, and every time some news thing comes up, somebody's posting it, and I'm in there right now. Hopefully after this election, hopefully I'll see that less. But anyway,
maybe we'll stop seeing any. Oh man, I don't know. Well, they're probably gonna make. I mean, these past 4 years have been so crazy. Wouldn't be surprised if Hollywood jumps on at least one of those stories almost immediately. Star-studs it, and oh man, I hope it's a comedy.
There's a great there's a great music one. There's a great music group which Justin and I were talking about in our last chat because there was a discussion about favorite album from every year since you were born.
Yeah.
There's a book group which just had another interesting post that you're just mentioned reminded me of. They were looking for crime novels from Eastern Europe or something, and something esoteric that you look, and then there's like 20 people respond. And the most esoteric question you could have, there's going to be people who know about it there. It's cool. It's a great community all around.
Yeah, it's cool. Here in New York too, we have meetups because there's enough of the Dissolve people. So we have a separate one for New York, and we do trivia and some other stuff together. We also exchange one movie a month, call it Trade Fest, and you throw it into a pile. Piper, if you want to join and stuff, I think you can because you're here in New York. But you throw a movie into a pile, somebody puts it in a random generator, and you get somebody else's movie, and they get yours, and then you write a review on it, and then you have a discussion.
Wow.
But you don't know who picked it, so it's kind of fun. So
I'm like really missing out.
Man, it's a time suck though. You got to be aware,
Yeah.
You're not missing out. You're making movies and
there you go.
Stuff,
No, but still, it's like that sounds so cool.
Cool. Well, hopefully you'll be there soon. Cool. Well, it is after 8, so and we have had 0 viewers for half an hour or whatever. So. Not that I care. It's great to talk. Somebody can wind up here 5 years from now and find out what a great, interesting conversation we had.
Maybe it'll go viral in like 5 years. Who knows? Probably not, but just saying. You never know with live video.
Well, like I said, I'll keep it up every night, and hopefully by the end of the festival, we'll have people begging to get in here and talk to us.
Well, we appreciate it, Nat. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it was great. That's great. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later.
Yep.
All right.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
You too.